moving to the next set of security policies. So we have like JSON threat protection policy. These protect against malicious JSON payload. So if someone is trying to manipulate the JSON, incoming JSON, it will protect against that. Same we have XML threat protection, which will do the same for XML. Then we have regex threat protection, which will prevent against the regular expression and all those stuff. And then access control policies for IP based decisions. So IP blacklisting, IP whitelisting, and all those stuff. That is. Then we have mediation policies. So in mediation, basically manipulating the payload. So this third category, where we are like manipulating the payload. So here we have the assign message policy, which will create variable and HTTP message elements and everything. And then we have extract variable, which is where we will extract the information from variable and put it in some I mean, for incoming request or response and put it in some variable. And then we have key value map operations policy, where we can manipulate the key value maps and all. Okay, and then raise fault policy is to either this is to manually throw an exception. So if you want to manually throw any exception, so this is we use raise fault policy. So these policies are there. We will cover each policy in detail. So like we have now we have JSON to XML, XML to JSON policies. So this is a very useful, especially in our REST to SOAP, SOAP to REST conversion. So this policy can be used a lot. And then we have XSL transformation policy. But in order to use the XSL transformation, you need to be very good with XSL. So XML style sheet and all the stuff. So this becomes like a quite a niche. So unless you are sorry familiar with the XSL and XSLTs, you cannot use this policy. Then message validation or SOAP message validation policies to validate the SOAP request. If there is a SOAP request, we'll validate against XSD or schema and all those stuff. Okay, but or WSDL file and all. But again, this is very rarely used because Apigee is more out REST kind of thing. So we do not expose SOAP services through Apigee, at least not that I have seen. Okay, so this policy is very rarely used. Then next set of policies are extension policies. So here we have JavaScript extension policy to include a custom JavaScript, Java callout policy to execute a custom Java code. Service callout policy is used to call external services. So where we can call multiple services and combine the responses that we do in service callout. And then we have flow callout policy. So this policy is used to call a shared flow. So we create a shared flow which will have a common logic. But in order to execute the shared flow, we have to use this flow callout policy. This flow callout will call the shared flow in the runtime and execute it. So that policy is uh, used there. Then in extension also we have message logging policy. So remember one thing, Apg does not log the payload by default. So by default Apg does not log the payload and all. Okay, so we have message logging policy. So message logging policy will log the information to a syslog server. So most of the time we have syslog server like elk or splunk or logstash kibana dashboard splunk or sumo logic. There are many syslog servers. So you can put those Apg request or response logs into those syslog server. Okay, so this message logging policy does that. It can connect with any syslog server and put the log there. Then we have statistics collector policy. This policy, if you want to put any custom data in analytics, because analytics capture a lot of data anyways, so we don't need, most of the time we don't really need. However, due to business requirement, in case you have to manually add a few things, in the request or something to static to what is say analytics, then you can use statistics clutter policy. Okay. Then we have extension callout. So extension callout will it will call some other Google Cloud or other services. So those are extensions. So it will call those extensions. Okay. So these are like policies. There are like some other policies also nowadays because Apg is now evolved. But those are these slides are a little bit old. But yeah, these are like least most of the policies are these which we use. For example, now Apg also has a HMAC policy and this open API spec validation. So where you can put open API spec of the request and you can validate that. Okay. So then we have we can attach policies. You can say so. Most of the time, what we do is security policies are the one which are more common to apply. So we attach those security policy is in the pre-flow because those are the common ones. Then like extracting the request response payload or anything like this. Okay, those are we put it in the custom conditional flow. So it can extract the request response fields or it can do the validation and all those stuff. Those are there. And then yeah, any transformations are usually either in the conditional flow, or in the target section we can put it. So depending on the requirement, you can put it there. Okay. So again, the applying the policies is completely depending on the business requirement, and based on that only we put. Okay. So here there is one example of the flow config in Apigee. This is the XML representation of the flow. So for example, here in the request we have a verify API key policy. So this is the policy for you can see it is in pre-flow request. Step is the tag for policy. Step is the tag. Okay, step or policy is the same thing. So step tag is used in the policy, and then here there is a flow. In the flow we have conditions, so like if the proxy path suffix equal to slash order and request were equal to get. So if it is like get and orders, then you come inside this flow. So here also in the flow we have a one policy, extract variable policy. This is like extract filter. So any filter variable in the query param, if the filter is not null, then it will extract the filter. So here you can put condition inside the policy, inside the flow, inside the route rule. So you can put condition anywhere, and based on wherever it were put, you can it will control the flow. Okay, it will control if the policy or this flow or this route rule will execute or not. Now in Apigee, how to choose a naming convention. So if you are like a new to I mean, if the project is newly started, okay, and you have control on how to define the naming and all. So this is the Google official recommendation from Google Cloud. Okay, that when we are creating the policy name, so name should be like combination of two things. One is the abbreviation. Okay, abbreviation of the policy type. Okay, so for example, VAK like verify API key, AM assign message, so like this the abbreviation policy type, and the activity that is this. Okay, so activity that it is doing. So what activity it is doing, you have to specify. So like VAK hyphen verify key means it is verify API key policy verifying key. AM remove header like removing header. Assign message build request. OR2 verify token, OR2 generate out code, JOS policy clean response. So those kind of things we can do. So we can define all this. Then we have so now a little bit on the pattern matching operators. So in the pattern matching we have matches, right? So matches operator, either you can word use this word matches there, or you can provide this is the operator, this is the operator that is used, okay, in Apigee. If you are giving matches, so what it will do is it will for example, if you define cats without any star, if you define slash cats, it will do exact match. So cats only, there is no star, so it will act as a normal exact match. Then you have a star, cat star, so anything which with a slash cat, anything comes after slash cat, it will match. Now here also there is one thing. So if you are giving a apostrophe sorry, this thing uh, it is case sensitive. So it is also case sensitive. So if you are giving small a, so if, sorry, capital A, if you define capital A with the star, so it will small a will not match. So it is case sensitive. And if you want to treat star as a star character, not as a wild card, because by default APG will treat star as a wild card. But if you want to treat this asterisk as a asterisk as a this thing as a asterisk, okay, normal asterisk character, then you can use percent asterisk. So like percent will be a escape character. So if it will match with the star ATS like this, it will not match with the cats or something. Okay, so it will treat star as a star character. So you can use percent as a escape. Java Rages you can ignore because I have never seen anyone use it, and that is a different also. So it is like very different from other operators. So I have never seen anyone use this thing. So you can ignore that. Next is the matches path. So matches path operator, or like this is the operator sign, the operator sign like this. Either you can use the word matches path, or you can use the word like this operator. Okay. So here matches path will usually we use uh, star or double star. So if you are using slash star here, so after cats you have a slash and then a star. It will not match with cats because it will look for slash also, right? So it will look for slash also. So cats, then it should have a slash. So that's why it will not match this. But if it is cats slash, if the slash is there, then it will match. If a single star, it will match with the cats slash, and cats slash any identifier. So it will match one segment. So star will match one segment, okay, and it will not, if there are multiple segment, it will not match. However, if you want to use multiple segment match, more than one segment, use double star. So double star can match up to 2 3 4 whatever, more than one you can match. So it will match one also, okay, and more than one also. So double star is like one and one plus. and single star is only one. Okay, so we use single or double star depending on the requirement.
If you like our videos, then subscribe to our channel and be a part of the journey with GoLogica and stay connected with the latest videos.